Hello, and welcome to the darkness. Tonight, we are not seeking warmth. Tonight, we are not seeking the light. We are journeying into the deep, cold shadow of the universe. Before we begin, turn off every light in your room. Make the darkness absolute. Lie down and pull the covers up to your chin. Imagine that your bed is a capsule, floating in an infinite black ocean. You are alone. But being alone does not mean you are safe. Take a deep breath in, filling your lungs with the cold, recycled air of the void. Hold it, keeping the silence inside you. And breathe out, releasing your fear into the shadows. Again, breathe in the mystery. Hold it, breathe out the tension. Tonight, you are a salvager, a scavenger of the stars. You drift through the sector of silence, a graveyard of old ships and forgotten signals. You are looking for something that does not want to be found. Close your eyes. Let the blackness behind your eyelids merge with the blackness of space. Drifting, floating, waiting. The scavenger vessel. You are sitting in the cockpit of your small salvage ship, the Vulture. It is a rusted industrial vessel built for one purpose: to strip the dead. The cockpit is small, cramped, and smells of hydraulic fluid and stale coffee. Around you, the machines are humming, but it is not a happy hum. It is a low, grinding vibration. Grind, hum, grind. It sounds like the ship is complaining. It sounds like it is tired. You look at the instrument panel. It is a wall of analog switches, flickering amber lights, and dirty glass screens. The light is dim, casting long, sharp shadows across your face. You are wearing a heavy flight suit. It feels tight against your chest. You can feel the weight of the fabric, the stiffness of the gloves. You reach out with a gloved hand to steady the controls. The joystick is cold metal. You grip it. Your knuckles turn white. You are tense. You have been tracking a faint signal for 3 days. A ghost signal. Beep silence, beep silence. It is a distress beacon, but it is old, decades old. Look out the front viewport. The glass is thick, scarred by micrometeoroids. Beyond the glass, there is nothing but the void. No stars here, just a thick, oppressive cloud of cosmic dust. It is like flying through black ink. You can't see where you are going. You have to trust the radar. Sweep, sweep, sweep. The green line of the radar spins, revealing nothing, then spinning again, revealing something. The sighting. There, dead ahead. A massive shadow emerges from the dust cloud. It is gigantic, a monolith of black steel blocking out the universe. It is the Acheron, a legendary deep space cruiser that vanished 50 years ago, and now it is here, floating silently in the dark. Your ship, the Vulture, feels like a toy next to this Leviathan. You kill your thrusters to drift closer. Hiss, click. Silence. Absolute silence. You drift towards the ghost ship. Watch the details emerge from the dark. The hull of the Acheron is scarred and pitted. It is painted a dark, military gray, but time has turned it into the color of a bruise. You can see the name painted on the side, the letters faded and peeling. C-H-E-R-O-N. There are no lights on the ship, no running lights, no windows glowing. It is a dead city in space. Or is it? You look closer at the hull. There are deep scratches in the metal, massive, jagged tears, as if something enormous tried to claw its way out of the ship. Or in. You feel a shiver run down your spine. It is a cold, primal reaction. Your body is telling you to turn around, to fire the engines and run back to the light. But you cannot. You are drawn to it. The massive ship has its own gravity. It is pulling you in. Pulling. The approach to the airlock. You maneuver your small pod towards the docking bay. Your hands move slowly over the controls. Left thruster, Right thruster. You are aligning with the massive airlock door of the Acheron. The door is closed. It is a giant circle of steel, covered in frost. You are now in the shadow of the ship. The cockpit of your vessel goes completely dark, illuminated only by the faint red glow of your emergency lights. Red dark, red dark. It feels like being inside a beating heart. You activate the docking clamps. You hear the heavy mechanical groan of metal extending. Clunker. You wait for the impact. You hold your breath. Thud. The sound vibrates through your teeth. Clang clang. The magnetic locks engage. You are attached. You are now physically connected to the dead ship. You and the Acheron are one. The air pressure sequence. Now comes the waiting. You have to equalize the pressure. You flip a switch. You hear the hiss of air leaving your airlock, filling the space between the two ships. Hiss, SSSSSSSS. It is a long, lonely sound, like a snake in the dark. You watch the pressure gauge. The needle moves slowly, so slowly. 0%, 10%, 20%. While you wait, you look through the small porthole in your airlock door. You are looking at the skin of the Acheron. It is cold, lifeless, but you listen. You press your ear against the cold metal of your ship's wall. Can you hear it? Deep inside the massive ship, is there a sound? Thump. Silence. Was that a machine? Or a footstep? Thump. It is rhythmic, like a slow, heavy pulse. It is coming from the other side of the door. You tell yourself it is just the ship settling. Metal contracting in the cold. But deep down, you know, ships like this, they remember. They hold on to things. The pressure gauge reaches 100%. The green light flashes. Click. The cycle is complete. The suit up. You stand up from your pilot's chair. Your legs feel stiff. You walk to the back of your small cabin to put on your EVA suit. This is a ritual. A slow, deliberate process. You step into the heavy boots. You pull the thick, insulated fabric up over your legs. It makes a heavy swish sound. You slide your arms into the sleeves. You attach the gloves. Snap. Twist. You check the seals. Finally, the helmet. You lift the heavy helmet. It smells of rubber and oxygen. You lower it over your head. The sounds of your ship become muffled. Your own breathing becomes loud. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. You are enclosed in your own small world. You walk to the airlock door. You grab the manual release wheel. It is cold, even through your gloves. You are about to open a tomb. You are about to disturb the sleep of 50 years. You hesitate. The red emergency light pulses. Flash darkness. Flash darkness. You can turn back. You can detach and fly away. But the curiosity is stronger than the fear. The pull of the Acheron is irresistible. You grip the wheel. You apply pressure. It resists at first, rusted and frozen. You push harder. Groans screech. The metal screams as it turns. 1 rotation. 2 rotations. 3 rotations. The seal breaks. A cloud of ice crystals shoots out. The heavy door swings open slowly, revealing the darkness beyond. You look into the Acheron. It is pitch black. Your suit lights cut a beam through the dark. Dust motes dance in the light. They look like tiny ghosts. You take a step forward. Your magnetic boot hits the deck of the ghost ship. Clang. The sound echoes down the empty corridor. Clang, 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 fading into the distance. You are inside. The air here is stale, ancient. The gravity is artificial, but it feels wrong. It feels heavier. You are standing in a long hallway. Cables hang from the ceiling like vines in a jungle. The walls are lined with pipes that drip, drip, drip. You are not alone. The ship is watching you. You can feel the weight of its gaze. But you must go deeper. You must find the black box. You must find out what happened here. You take another step into the dark, drifting deeper into the nightmare. One step at a time, slowly, quietly, drifting, walking into the void. You are now standing inside the belly of the beast. The heavy airlock door of the Acheron looms behind you, a circular wall of steel that separates you from your own ship. You are sealed in. The silence here is different from the silence of space. It is a heavy, pressurized silence. It presses against your suit. It presses against your helmet. You take a moment to adjust to the new environment. Your suit's life support system is humming softly, a reassuring whisper of air circulating around your face. You check your wrist computer. Oxygen levels are full. Temperature is stable, but the radiation counter is clicking very slowly. One click every few seconds. It is a reminder that the shielding of this old ship is failing. The cosmic radiation is seeping in, invisible and silent. You turn your head slowly, sweeping the beam of your helmet light across the corridor. The light cuts through the darkness like a solid physical object. It illuminates particles of dust that have been hanging here, undisturbed, for 50 years. In the beam of light, the dust looks like snow falling in slow motion. It swirls gently in the wake of your movement. You look at the walls. They are lined with thick bundles of cables and pipes. Some of the pipes have burst long ago, freezing strange, dark fluids into icicles that hang sharply from the ceiling. The metal is covered in a thin layer of frost that sparkles under your light. The ship feels like a frozen cave, industrial and organic at the same time. You lift your right foot to take a step. It takes effort. The magnetic plates in your boots are locked onto the metal deck. You have to push against the resistance to break the magnetic seal. You feel the mechanism release. You lift your heavy boot, move it forward 6 inches, and place it down. The magnet engages again. The sound of the boot hitting the deck vibrates up through your leg. It is a dull, heavy thud that travels down the corridor, echoing off the metal walls. One step, then silence. You wait for the echo to die down. You want to make sure nothing else is moving in the dark. You lift your left foot. Pull. Step. Lock. The rhythm is slow and methodical. It is the only way to move in this heavy artificial gravity. You are a deep-sea diver walking on the bottom of the ocean. Every movement is deliberate. Every movement consumes energy. As you walk deeper into the ship, you notice the signs of a hasty departure. There's a metal crate overturned on the floor, its contents spilled out. Tools are scattered across the deck. A wrench, a welding torch, a clipboard. They are frozen in place, glued to the floor by time and cold. You shine your light on the clipboard. The paper is yellow and brittle. There are handwriting marks on it, lists of numbers and checks. A human hand wrote this. A person stood right where you were standing, breathing, thinking, working. Now they're gone. Only the silence remains. You continue walking. The corridor seems endless. Section 3A, Section 3B. The stenciled letters on the wall pass by. The air in the ship is thick with the memory of the past. You feel like an intruder. You feel like you are walking through the intestines of a sleeping giant, and you must be careful not to wake it up. Ahead of you, the corridor widens into a junction. Here, the emergency lighting is still functioning. It is not a steady light. It is a dying, flickering strobe. An amber bulb on the ceiling pulses weakly. It glows bright for a second, illuminating the junction in a wash of orange. Then it dies, plunging everything back into blackness. Bright, dark, bright, dark. You time your steps with the light. You walk when it is bright. You stop when it is dark. It creates a disjointed, dreamlike sensation. You see the corridor in flashes, like a series of photographs. In one flash, you see a shadow stretching across the floor. In the next flash, the shadow is gone. Was it a trick of the light? Or did something move? You hold your breath inside your helmet. You listen. Beyond the sound of your own heart, you hear a faint sound coming from the ventilation shafts above your head. It is a scraping sound, like metal dragging on metal, or like claws on a chalkboard. It is quiet, distant, but it is there. You freeze. You look up at the vent. The grate is rusted shut. Whatever is in there is moving parallel to you. It is tracking you. You tell yourself it is just thermal expansion. The ship is warming up slightly from your presence. It is just the metal groaning. But the primitive part of your brain does not believe it. The primitive part of your brain knows that you are being hunted, but you cannot run. You are in a heavy suit. You are magnetized to the floor. You have to keep moving forward. You have to control your fear. You focus on your breathing. Inhale slowly. Expand your lungs against the suit. Exhale slowly, fogging up the bottom of your visor for a second. You reach the next section of the ship. This is the crew quarters hallway. And here, something strange has happened. The artificial gravity plating in the floor has failed. You feel it immediately. The weight on your shoulders lifts. Your stomach does a gentle flip. You are suddenly weightless. Your magnetic boots keep you anchored to the floor, but the rest of your body is floating. Your arms drift up. The tools on your belt float up around your waist. You look around the corridor. It is a mesmerizing scene. Objects that were not secured are floating in the air. Thousands of small items are suspended in the zero-gravity field. Look at them. A coffee mug, floating at eye level. Droplets of frozen brown liquid have formed perfect spheres around it. They look like dark pearls. A pen, drifting slowly in a circle. A playing card, Queen of Hearts, spinning gently on its axis. You stop to watch this frozen chaotic ballet. It is beautiful. It is peaceful. You reach out with your gloved hand and gently tap the floating coffee mug. It spins away from you, tumbling in slow motion through the air. Over and over. Endless rotation. The flashlight on your helmet catches the floating dust. In zero gravity, the dust does not settle. It hangs in clouds, creating a fog of light. You walk through the floating debris. You push a floating chair out of your way. It glides silently until it hits the wall and bounces back. This weightlessness creates a dream state. You feel disoriented, but in a pleasant way. Up and down have lost their meaning. There is only the forward motion. You are swimming through the wreckage of lives, drifting past open doors, drifting past personal belongings. You see a photograph floating in the air. You shine your light on it. It is a picture of a woman standing on a beach, smiling. The sun is bright in the photo. It is a sharp contrast to the cold, dark metal tomb you are in. You wonder who she was. You wonder if the person who owned this photo is still on board. You push the photo aside gently. It floats away into the dark, spinning slowly. Everything here is slow. Everything here is quiet. The scraping sound in the vents has stopped. Now, there's only the sound of your own breathing and the soft hum of the suit. You feel a strange desire to detach your boots, to let go of the floor and float with the debris, to become just another object, drifting in the dark Acheron. It would be so easy. Just release the clamps. Just close your eyes. Just drift. But you have a mission. You need the black box. You force your legs to move. Clank. Lock. Clank. Lock. You march through the floating field. At the end of the hall, there's a large blast door. It is marked Medical Bay. The door is slightly ajar, just a few inches. A cold, white mist is spilling out from the gap, curling along the floor like dry ice fog. The mist glows faintly in the dark. There's a light inside the medical bay, a flickering blue emergency light. You stop in front of the door. You feel a drop in temperature. Your suit's heater kicks in, humming louder to compensate. Something is very cold inside that room. Something is preserving the air. You reach out to the manual override lever on the door. Your hand shakes slightly, not from cold, but from anticipation. You grip the lever. You pull down. The door shudders. The hydraulics whine in protest. Slowly, agonizingly, the heavy steel door slides open. The white mist rolls out, covering your boots. You point your light into the room. The beam cuts through the fog, and you see it. Rows of cryopods, sleeping chambers, lined up against the walls like coffins. Most of them are dark, dead, but one of them, at the far end of the room, has a light on. A soft green status light. Active. Occupied. Someone is still here. Someone has been sleeping here for 50 years. Waiting in the dark. Waiting for you. You step into the medical bay. The fog swirls around your legs. You move towards the active pod, drifting closer to the sleeper. One heavy step at a time. Closer and closer into the blue light. You are standing in the freezing fog of the medical bay. The white mist swirls around your knees, glowing softly from the reflection of your suit lights. Ahead of you, at the far end of the room, sits the single active cryopod. It is a vertical cylinder of glass and steel. A green status light pulses on its console. Pulse dark, pulse dark. It is the only living color in a room of dead gray shadows. You can hear the hum of the pod's generator. It is a wet, gurgling sound, like water moving through old pipes. You take a step closer. Your magnetic boots are heavy on the deck. The sound of your footsteps is muffled by the thick fog. You feel like a ghost haunting a graveyard. You are drawn to that green light. You need to know who or what is sleeping inside. You reach the pod. You stand directly in front of it. The glass faceplate is covered in thick frost. You cannot see inside. The frost is etched in beautiful, fern-like patterns. It hides the sleeper from your eyes. You raise your gloved hand. You hesitate for a moment, listening to the silence of the ship. Then, you press your glove against the frozen glass. The heat from your suit melts the frost. You wipe your hand in a slow circle, clearing a viewport. Water droplets run down the glass like tears. You lean in. You shine your helmet light into the pod. You expect to see a face, a skeleton, a monster, but you see nothing. The pod is empty. There's no body inside, no debris, no sign of life. The cushion inside is indented, as if someone had been lying there recently. But now it is just a hollow space. The machine is running for no one. It is pumping oxygen, regulating temperature, and cycling fluids for a ghost. It has been keeping this empty space alive for 50 years. You stare at the emptiness. It is more unsettling than finding a body. If there's a body, the story is over. But an empty pod means the story is still happening. Where did the sleeper go? Why is the machine still running? You look at the control panel next to the glass. A screen is flickering with text. Subject unknown. Status awake. Time since departure midnight. You blink. The timer is broken. Or the sleeper left just as you arrived. You turn around quickly, shining your light into the dark corners of the room. The fog swirls. Shadows jump and stretch. Is there someone standing in the mist? No, just the silhouette of another empty machine. Just a play of light and shadow. You decide to leave. The medical bay feels heavy with unseen eyes. You need to get to the bridge. You need to find the flight recorder and get off this ship. You back away from the glowing pod. You turn and walk out of the medical bay, the heavy steel door groaning as you push past it. You are back in the main corridor, but the corridor has changed. As you move closer to the center of the ship, the environment shifts. The clean, cold metal walls are gone. They are now covered in something soft, something organic. It looks like a dark, velvet moss. It grows over the pipes. It fills the cracks in the floor. It hangs from the ceiling in long, slow drapes. You shine your light on it. It is a deep, bruised purple color. It absorbs the light. It swallows the sound. You take a step. Usually, your magnetic boots make a loud clang on the deck. But here, the sound is dead. Thump. The moss cushions your step. Thump. It is quiet. Too quiet. You reach out to touch the wall. The moss is soft under your glove. It yields to your touch, then springs back. It feels like touching the skin of a dormant animal. The ship is not just a machine anymore. It is becoming a garden. A dark, frozen garden in the void. This softness makes you feel sleepy. The harsh, metallic edges of the ship are gone. Everything is rounded. Everything is muffled. The air feels thicker here. You move slower, wading through the silence. You reach the central maintenance shaft. This is the spine of the Acheron. It connects the lower decks to the command deck at the top. There's no elevator. The power is too low. There's only a ladder. A long, vertical ladder stretching up into the darkness. You look up. Your beam of light fades before it reaches the top. You cannot see the end. It looks like a tunnel to infinity. You grab the first rung of the ladder. It is wrapped in the purple moss. It offers a good grip. You begin to climb. This is a rhythmic journey, a repetitive motion that lulls the mind. Reach up with your right hand. Grip. Pull your body up. Step up with your right foot. Reach up with your left hand. Grip. Pull. Step up. Right hand. Pull. Left hand. Pull. The motion becomes automatic. You fall into a trance. The sound of your breathing sets the tempo. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. Inhale, reach. Exhale, pull. You are climbing through the throat of the ship. 10 feet, 20 feet, 50 feet. You stop to rest. You hook your arm through the ladder rung and look down. The bottom of the shaft is lost in the gloom. You are suspended in the dark, weightless, timeless. There is no up or down anymore. There is only the ladder. You look at the walls of the shaft as you climb. The purple moss is glowing faintly here. Bioluminescence. Tiny spots of weak light, like dying stars. They pulse slowly. They match the rhythm of that heartbeat you heard earlier. The ship is alive. The ship is breathing around you. You continue to climb. Right hand. Left hand. The repetition clears your mind. You stop worrying about the empty pod. You stop worrying about the ghost signal. You are just a machine made for climbing. Your muscles burn pleasantly. It is a warm, heavy sensation in your arms and legs. It reminds you that you are alive. The air gets colder as you go higher. Frost begins to form on your visor. You breathe warmer air onto the glass to clear it. The fog fades. You count the rungs. 100, 101, 102. The numbers lose their meaning. They are just sounds in your head. Above you, you see a change. The darkness is thinning. There is a platform ahead. A hatch. The entrance to the command deck. The bridge. You reach the top of the ladder. Your hand grips the final rung. You pull yourself up onto the metal grating of the platform. You lie there for a moment, catching your breath. Lying on the floor of the shaft, looking up at the closed hatch. The moss is thinner here. The metal is bare again, cold and hard. You stand up slowly. Your knees pop. You are standing in front of a heavy blast door. It is marked with the emblem of the fleet, a winged sword. Underneath it says, Bridge Restricted Access. This is it, the brain of the Acheron. Whatever happened to this ship, the answer is behind this door. The silence here is absolute. The humming of the lower decks is gone. The moss is gone. It is just you and the door. You check your oxygen level. 50%. You have time, but you don't have forever. You walk to the door control panel. It is dead. No lights. No power. You have to open it manually. You grab the emergency release lever. It is painted with yellow and black stripes. You grip it with both hands. You brace your boots against the floor. You pull. Nothing happens. It is jammed. You pull harder, gritting your teeth. The metal groans. A deep, tectonic sound of steel rubbing against steel. Slowly, inch by inch, the door begins to slide. A crack appears. Darkness spills out from the bridge. The air that escapes is unbelievably cold. It freezes the moisture on your suit instantly. You push the door open just enough to fit your body through. You step through the gap. You enter the bridge, and you stop. The view takes your breath away. The entire front of the room is a massive panoramic window, and through that window, you see the universe. But it is not the universe you know. The stars are wrong. They are too bright, too close, and right in front of the ship is the source of the gravity, the source of the signal, a massive, swirling vortex of purple and black light, a black hole, a wormhole. It is silent. It is beautiful. It is terrifying. It is spinning slowly, and the Acheron is pointing straight at it, drifting into the maw. You tear your eyes away from the window and look at the command center. The room is filled with consoles and chairs, and in the captain's chair, someone is sitting, a silhouette against the starlight, motionless, waiting. You do not move. You just watch. The silence of the bridge wraps around you. You are safe in your suit. You are just an observer, but you are very, very tired. The climb has exhausted you. The view has mesmerized you. You lean against the wall by the door, just for a moment, just to catch your breath before you approach the captain. You watch the swirling vortex outside, round and round, round and round. It pulls at your mind. It pulls at your eyelids. The ghost ship is sailing into the unknown, and you are sailing with it. Rest now. Gather your strength. The final discovery awaits. You remain standing at the entrance of the bridge. The air here is thin and incredibly cold. Your suit's heating system is working at maximum capacity to keep you warm. You can feel the subtle vibration of the pumps circulating warm fluid through the lining of your suit. It is a comforting sensation, like being wrapped in a heated blanket while standing in a blizzard. Your eyes are locked on the silhouette in the center of the room. The captain's chair. It faces the massive panoramic window. It faces the swirling purple vortex outside. The figure sitting in the chair is motionless. It is just a black shape against the kaleidoscope of starlight. You push yourself off the wall. You begin to walk towards the chair. Your boots click softly on the metal deck. There is no moss here. The bridge is pristine. It looks like it was polished yesterday. The metal surfaces gleam with the reflection of the galaxy outside. Step, click, step, click. You approach the chair from the side. You do not want to startle the figure, even though you know, deep down, that they cannot be woken. You stop a few feet away. You shine your helmet light on the figure. The captain is not a corpse, not in the way you expected. There is no decay here. The cold of deep space has preserved everything perfectly. The figure is a statue of ice and diamond. The captain is wearing a dark blue dress uniform. The fabric is stiff, frozen solid. Over the last 50 years, the humidity in the air has crystallized on the body. The captain is covered in a layer of delicate, sparkling frost. It looks like he is made of glass. His head is tipped back against the headrest. His eyes are closed. His hands are resting gently on the armrests of the chair. He looks peaceful. He looks like a king sleeping on his throne. You realize that he sat here, watching the vortex, until the very end. He didn't run. He didn't fight. He just watched. And then the cold took him. There's a strange beauty in it. A silent dignity. You feel a sense of respect. You turn off your flashlight. The purple light from the vortex is enough to see by. It bathes the frozen captain in a royal glow. You turn your attention to the console in front of the captain. This is the command terminal, the brain of the ship. It is dark, but a single red light blinks on the dashboard. Blink, blink. The system is in standby mode. It has been waiting for someone to touch it. You reach out with your gloved hand. You brush away a thin layer of dust from the keyboard. The keys are mechanical, old-fashioned. You press the power key. It resists for a moment, stiff with age, and then gives way with a satisfying tactile click. The console hums to life. It is a low, rising sound. The sound of capacitors charging. The sound of hard drives spinning up after a long slumber. Whir. A screen flickers on. It is an old CRT monitor, curved in green. Skin lines run down the glass. Text begins to scroll across the screen. System boot. Checking memory. Life support offline. Engines offline. Navigation error. Data logs accessible. You type in a command. Access captain's log. The screen flashes, processing. And then, the text begins to appear. You lean in closer, reading the final words of the Acheron. Log entry. Day 412, we have entered the dust cloud. Navigation is difficult. Sensors are picking up a strange anomaly ahead. It is not on any star map. The crew is anxious, but I feel calm. The anomaly is emitting a signal. It sounds like music. Log entry. Day 414, we are closer now. The anomaly is beautiful. A tear in the fabric of space. The signal is louder. It is not just music anymore. It is a frequency that affects the mind. The crew has stopped working. They are just standing at the viewports, watching the lights. I should order them back to their stations, but I cannot look away either. Log entry. Day 415, the engines have stopped. We did not stop them. They just ceased. We are drifting towards the center. The gravity is pulling us in. No one is afraid. It feels like returning home. The medical officer says our heart rates have dropped. We are all falling into a trance. The ship is becoming a cradle. Log entry. Day 416. This will be the final entry. We are crossing the event horizon. The light is overwhelming. It is not burning, it is soothing. To whoever finds this ship, do not be afraid. We are not dead. We're just going elsewhere. We are joining the signal. Goodbye. The text stops. A cursor blinks at the bottom of the screen. Blink, blink. You stare at the words. We're just going elsewhere. You look up from the screen and out the window. The vortex swirls silently. It is vast. It is timeless. The Acheron didn't crash. It was caught in a siren song, a cosmic lullaby that put the entire crew to sleep. And now you are here. You are standing in the same spot where they stood. You are seeing the same light they saw. And you realize you can hear it too. It is very faint, but it is there. A low, resonant hum vibrating in your skull. It is the same rhythm as the moss, the same rhythm as the empty pod. It is the song of the vortex. You feel a wave of exhaustion hit you. It is a heavy, warm wave. Your legs feel like they are made of lead. Your eyelids feel like sandpaper. You have been exploring for so long. You have walked so far, climbed so high. And for what? To find a ghost story. To find peace. There is a second chair on the bridge. The first officer's chair. It is empty. It is waiting. You look at it. It looks incredibly comfortable. You tell yourself you just need to sit down for a minute, just to process the data, just to rest your legs before you make the long journey back to your ship. You step towards the empty chair. You turn and lower yourself into it. The seat is firm but yielding. You sink into it. You lean your head back. You face the window. Now, You are sitting next to the frozen captain. Two observers at the end of the world. You watch the vortex. Purple, black, indigo. It spins slowly, clockwise, always clockwise. Your eyes follow the rotation, round and round, round and round. It is the most relaxing thing you have ever seen. It pulls the tension out of your body. It pulls the thoughts out of your mind. The blinking cursor on the screen is rhythmic. Blink, blink. The spinning vortex is rhythmic. Turn, turn. Your breathing is rhythmic. In, out. You check your oxygen levels. You have plenty of air. Hours of air. There's no rush to leave. The vulture is docked safely. It will wait for you. The universe will wait for you. You let your hands rest on your lap. You let your shoulders drop. You feel the weight of the suit disappearing. You are floating. Just like the coffee cup in the hallway. Just like the Acheron in the void. Floating towards the center. The light from the vortex is getting brighter, but it doesn't hurt your eyes. It feels like warm water washing over your face. It is calling you. Rest, it says. Join us, it says. Sleep, it says. You fight it for a second. You think about your ship. You think about going home. But home is far away. Home is noisy. Home is cold. Here it is quiet. Here it is peaceful. You decide to close your eyes. Just for a moment. Just to rest your eyes from the bright purple light. You close them, and the afterimage of the vortex spins in the darkness behind your eyelids. A glowing wheel of sleep. You are safe here on the bridge. The captain is watching over you. The ship is holding you. You drift. You drift deeper. Deeper into the ship's memory. Deeper into the signal. You are resting in the first officer's chair on the bridge of the Acheron. The silence of the room is absolute. The only thing moving is the slow, majestic swirl of the purple vortex outside the window, and the gentle rise and fall of your own chest inside your suit. The initial fear you felt upon entering this ship has evaporated. It has been replaced by a heavy, blanket-like sensation of peace. You realize now that the Acheron is not a haunted house. It is a sanctuary. It is a lifeboat floating in the middle of a chaotic universe. And you have finally climbed aboard. You look over at the captain one last time. In the purple light of the anomaly, his frozen features look serene. He is not dead. He is simply paused. He is waiting for the end of time. And there's something deeply comforting about his stillness. He has no responsibilities. He has no schedule. He has nowhere to be. He is essentially timeless. You feel a desire to be like him, to stop running, to stop searching, to just be. You shift slightly in the chair, finding a deeper pocket of comfort. Your heavy space suit, which felt clumsy and restrictive earlier, now feels like a protective shell. It is your own personal atmosphere. It holds you together. The gentle hum of the life support system is a white noise that masks the ringing silence of space. It is a constant, steady shhh sound, like a mother calming a child. Your eyes drift back to the window. The vortex is filling your entire field of vision now. It is a massive, spinning eye of indigo and violet light. It turns slowly, clockwise, always clockwise. You find yourself synchronizing with its rotation. As the light turns, your thoughts turn with it, round and round, smoothing out the rough edges of your mind, erasing the worries of the day, erasing the memory of your mission. You think about your salvage ship, the Vulture, docked down below. It seems very far away now. It belongs to a different person, a person who cared about scrap metal and credits, a person who rushed from star to star, never stopping. That person is gone. That person stayed outside the airlock. You're someone else now. You are the watcher on the bridge. The connection to the signal deepens. It is not a sound anymore. It is a feeling, a vibration that resonates in the marrow of your bones. It tells you that it is safe to let go. It tells you that the universe is holding you. You do not need to hold yourself up. Feel your boots on the floor. They are magnetized, locked down. You are grounded. You are stable. Feel your legs. They are heavy and relaxed, sinking into the fabric of the suit. Feel your hands. They are resting loosely on your lap. Your fingers are curled and still. You have no desire to lift them. Feel your shoulders. The weight of the world has been lifted off them. They have dropped down, relaxed and loose. Feel your head. It is resting back against the headrest of the chair. Your neck muscles have completely let go. The purple light outside begins to soften. It is not fading, but your perception of it is changing. The sharp edges of the stars are blurring. The swirling clouds of the vortex are merging into a single, soothing wash of color. It looks like a painting made of light. It looks like a dream waiting to happen. You allow your eyes to close halfway. The lashes blur the view even more. The light becomes a soft pulse. Glow and dim. Glow and dim. You are drifting. The ship is drifting. The Acheron is no longer a physical object made of metal and wire. It feels like a cloud. A massive, steel cloud floating through the ether. You are floating with it. Weightless. Directionless. Free. You realize that this is what the crew felt. This is why they didn't leave. Why would you leave a place of perfect peace? Why would you return to the noise and the struggle? Here, there's only the view. There's only the hum. There's only the drift. Your breathing slows down even more. It becomes shallow and rhythmic. In, pause, out. In, pause, out. You are barely using any oxygen. You are in a state of hibernation. The concept of time has lost its meaning. Minutes, hours, years, they are all the same here in the shadow of the vortex. You could sit here for 100 years, just like the captain, and it would feel like a single moment. That thought is not scary. It is comforting. It means you have all the time in the world to rest. The darkness behind your eyes is expanding. It is a warm, velvet darkness. It wraps around your mind like a soft cloth. Thoughts try to enter, but they are too heavy. They slide away. The ship, the airlock, the signal. There is nothing left but the sensation of sinking. Sinking deeper into the chair. Sinking deeper into the suit. Sinking deeper into the silence. The purple light outside is just a memory now. A faint afterimage on your retinas. The hum of the suit is the only reality. You are safe inside the cocoon, buried deep in the ghost ship, buried deep in the dust cloud, hidden from the universe. You surrender completely. You give permission to your body to shut down. Sleep, you whisper to yourself. Sleep. The Acheron carries you forward, into the dark, into the mystery, but you are not afraid. You are home. Drifting, drifting, gone. Sleep now. Deep, dreamless sleep. The stars will watch over you. The silence will keep you. Good night.